This is the Mark I tank, one of the first of its kind, a revolutionary new invention. The Mark I tank is an important advance in military weaponry. It was developed in war to compromise failures the British had facing trenches, whilst providing another layer of bulletproof battle armor on the battlefield. More to come about its production, appearance, and application, but for now, note that it's a major progression of life-changing military and weapons. The tank was a World War I invention. The person most responsible for inventing the tank was British engineer Walter Wilson, who designed the first tracked armor vehicle in 1915. Wilson's collaborators were mechanical engineer William Trin at William Foster Co., where the first prototypes were made, called Little Willie, and the first working Mark I tanks were also made in 1916. In addition to William Foster & Co., Vickers was another major tank developer, noted for later improvements in the tank designs. Thirdly, the British War Office was a huge and important developer as it approved of the tank design and assessed its potential before it transformed into a useful war vehicle. The Mark I tank had a boxy, rhombus-esque shape with big steel durable walls to protect the crew of 8. Inside there was one captain, one man steering, 4 gunners, and 2 men switching gears. Inside the tank, there was an uncovered gas-powered engine, which made fumes that made operating inside the tank deadly. The tank had long treads to get through barbed wire and rough terrain of the battlefield. And alongside that, it had lots of powerful weapons, including Hotchkiss .303 and 7.62mm machine guns and 6-powder 57mm machine guns that were able to be shot from inside the tank. A total of 150 of these monsters were made. 75 of these were male models, which had 2 6-powder guns and 3 Hotchkiss machine guns, and the females were made of the other 75, which had 5 Hotchkiss machine guns. All these aspects let the tank enter enemy territory and have no fear in doing so, showing how it was a good use of advanced technology. Unfortunately, the tank's bad thing was its speed. At about 3.7 miles an hour with 105 horsepower, and having a tough time with agility, it weighed 28 tons, earning itself the name the Turtle Tank. Overall, this invention was a beast, being powerful, defensive, and a battle ender, with some tanks being repurposed to send supplies to the front line. Most of the Mark I tanks were made in the UK town of Wednesbury by William Foster & Co. The Lincoln Metropolitan Carriage, Wagon, and Finance Co. were all contributors to the tank's creation. The first idea of this mobile killing machine was in 1915, but the first prototype was not finished until 1916. The tank was then used first at the Battle of Somme in the late 1916s. It was also used at the Battle of Arras in May 1917, the Battle of Cambrai in December 1917, and the Battle of Amiens in August 1918, showing off the Mark I tank to multiple places. Throughout a few years, the Mark I tank may have been one of the most important technologies invented during World War I, due to its significance and effectiveness. Word of the tank started as a rumor. People would pass through the trenches saying that the devil was coming, and seeing what the tank could do, it was reasonable. The guns were able to shoot straight down into the trenches, shredding the people in them. People saw the tanks as an indestructible mobile killing machine, and that wiped through the trenches and left no man standing, and it was. The tank went through where no man would even dare to step foot in, no man's land. While fleets of men would get wiped out by the tank's machine guns, all the enemies could do is waste their bullets trying to penetrate the 12mm thick steel. Not even grenades can stop the tank. The tank single-handedly took out trench warfare's effectiveness, leading to the ending of battles entirely. The tanks made it so people couldn't sit and shoot from the trenches, but they had to get out of them and find new ways to battle. These early tanks were quickly replaced with the better designed French ones that look more similar to the tanks of today. One of the last standing Mark I tanks can be found in the Tank Museum in Britain. The creation of tanks shaped warfare to what it looks like today, where instead of sitting in unsanitary trenches, people could shoot from armored vehicles, with large explosives mattering more than bullets. Overall, the tank was and forever will be one of the most important tools of war, with countries lacking them, struggling against countries that have them. Thank you for watching.